You ever been put in the crate by your girlfriend?
Yes.
Don't lie to me.
No. Yes.
Yes, you've been put in the crate?
Yes.
A lot of people say like, oh, you're in the doghouse. I'm in a crate. I wish it was a doghouse. At least I'd be outside. I'm in the crate and she puts a blanket over it. She goes, go to bed. I go, for how long? It's 2 p.m. Get in the crate. Get in the crate. And it's not sexual. It's not even hot. I'm wearing like full clothes. Like, I don't want to get in the crate. I have a Zoom call at 2:30. Get in the crate. Now we're not, yeah. I mean, it's coming after me. Oh, do you read fiction? I read fiction all the fucking time, okay? Book club. We're gonna get fired up. Eventually. Someone sent me a very long DM saying, when are we gonna do book club? Because I just don't want to be behind. And I'm like, baby, I will let you know, baby bubbas. Stay shy notification, everybody. It's episode 78 of Big Al's Grill ASMR. As you can see, we're in the park right now. I'm just kidding. It's green screen. Yeah, I got you again. What are you gonna do? Sorry, I'm a beautiful artist in the way of Monet. No, we're in the stew. It's kind of raining right now in Los Angeles, or I believe it is going to anticipate to rain. We are joined by the entire crew, though. Guys, everybody say hi at once. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hi. Just 3 people did it. Good. Whatever. All right, Emmett's here too. Emmett. It's an Emmett-sode.
Yay.
You know, it's just me and the boys when it's an Emmett-sode.
And my Discord kittens.
With your Discord kittens. Why am I wearing, I've gotten a lot of comments. There's a guy that constantly comments and says, stop wearing these fucking glasses, these rose-colored glasses, because I look like an asshole. Look, you know what makes you look like more of an asshole? A sty. I'm sty guy right now. I think everybody here, the entire Big Al's Grill ASMR regime here has asked me, how did I get this sty? Well, if I knew, I probably would have told you. I don't know. Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, why does it feel like there's a golf ball on my eyelid? I wish I had, oh my God. I wish I had like a syringe and I could like just take out the pus. I could take out the pus and squirt it around. I bet they would do something like that on Bam Margera. Viva la Bam. Phil Margera, by the way. Uncle Vito Margera, not found in the Epstein files. Uncle Vito, not found. None of the Margera family found in the Epstein files. I want that on record. I'm testifying before U.S. Senate. Your Honor, Your Honors, there are no members of the Margera clan in the Epstein files. I promise. If you see here, Exhibit A, Bam says he's going to go into his parents' room and slap his dad in the face while blowing a bullhorn.
Please get the sty guy out.
Should I get sty guy out? Should I just be styed up all fucking...
Does it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts bad. I also can't put on contacts, and my glasses broke 3 weeks ago. So I've been walking around this beautiful city we call Los Angeles, all blind as hell.
So you've just been doing hot compress?
Hot compress. I've been putting goop underneath my eyelid.
What kind of goop?
The goop from the goop store. Okay. I gooped. I'm getting goop from my goop store.
Is Paige helping out or is Paige taking?
She doesn't care. Yeah. She just looks at me and goes, yuck. You fucking pig.
That was before the sty though.
This was before the sty, and I also get off on that. So it's kind of an intermittent thing. Look, gang. Very excited for this episode. I think it's long overdue. I love a good Rex episode because the best part of a Rex episode is we get our 3 categories. We get books, we get music, we get TV, movies, pods. And what I like the most is hearing from all of you on your top 3. So like, if you're watching right now, let's rip through we're gonna not rip through them, but we're gonna discern. We are going to deliberate on some of these Recs. And then I want to hear your number 1 book, number 1 music, TV, and your number 1 piece of music. And I know we're in the park, and I know at some point the African-American street fighters will pop out behind me. So I am anticipating that, just as Taylor is. Is Grace behind there, or is that Evan?
It's Grace. It's Grace.
Grace, get off your phone! I can't even see if that far back. I can't see. I'm blind. My girlfriend asked me the other day, she goes, would you rather be blind or deaf? And I said, hard. I had to pull over and I had to apologize. She had to put me in the crate for the rest of the trip. You ever been put in the crate by your girlfriend?
Yes.
Don't lie to me.
No. Yes.
Yes, you've been put in the crate?
Yes.
A lot of people say like, oh, you're in the doghouse. I'm in a crate. I wish it was a doghouse. At least I'd be outside. I'm in the crate and she puts a blanket over it. She goes, go to bed. I go, for how long? It's 2 p.m. Get in the crate. Get in the crate. And it's not sexual. It's not even hot. I'm wearing like full clothes. Like, I don't want to get in the crate. I have a Zoom call at 2:30. Get in the crate. You know what I mean, Emmett?
Yeah.
Emmett's drawing he's drawing the figure that
I'm trying to draw
from
you.
the Epstein birthday book, the silhouette of the lady with the boobs. I know, did we go into Epstein, you think, enough in the last episode?
I think so. Probably.
Taylor's saying no.
I mean, we did talk about him. What else do you want to talk about?
I just think, we got to remember through all of this that the president is probably going to deploy a war on the streets in democratic cities just to avoid the fact that he's a diddler.
Oh, wait. I do have something Epstein related that you will be interested to hear.
Thanks for saving that. Appreciate it. When were you planning on letting me know?
In my knife skills class, we were going around and it was just like a spark of like either a new idea that came to you today or just a spark of joy that came to you.
Okay.
And everybody was going around being super vulnerable, and then this one kid who I was subbing for said, he just like stood up, and we're sitting around in a circle. He stood up and he was like, I'm kind of like having a hard time dealing with the fact that nobody's talking about the Epstein files enough. And I was like, what's your name, man? He was like, Henry. I said, I think we're just gonna be just fine, Henry. Me and you are gonna get along, Henry. And he was just like, I feel like nobody talks about it enough. And it sucked all the air out of the room, but I was also proud that he said it at the same time. So then we moved on, but yeah. So I thought you would be proud of him.
And the next kid was just like, I ate a booger and it actually tasted good. That was my spark of joy. No, that's good. This kid is like socially aware. I think everybody's talking about that. Yeah. Dana Gould had this unbelievable joke. And look up Dana Gould. He's one of the better comedians out there right now. He had this joke on Instagram where he goes like, it's tough to wrap your head around that. That's why like when you're a kid, your parents like tell you when your dog died that he went to a farm upstate. Now imagine you're a kid and you come home and your parents tell you, hey, we sent the dog to a farm upstate because the president and his friends keep fucking it. It's so good. But like, it's hard to like rationalize that like this is going on and nothing's happening about it. Meanwhile, people are talking about like the Kid Rock halftime show. By the way, here's my solution to the halftime show, okay? I don't think there should be any artists performing at the halftime show. I think it should be the kickers from each team should have to go up and do karaoke. I think that's a beautiful compromise. Bad Bunny karaoke too. Just the whitest guys you've ever seen, just that are skinny fat in their pads, just being like, that would be awesome. One guy just doesn't know the word. Margarita, damn it, no, shit. That was so good. That was a really good halftime show. You know me, I'm more of a cumbia music guy, but I thought it was great nonetheless. You know the difference between cumbia and reggaeton?
No,
You're so racist.
tell me.
I don't know myself. I have no idea. Yeah, man, the fact that like every year now it's just getting more and more politicized, these halftime shows, dude. Who cares? All I know is the game sucked and the Pats need to retool, okay? Will Campbell, grow longer arms. Grow longer arms, Will Campbell. That's the only thing you got to work on this offseason. Get in one of those medieval torture chambers and just let them,
Oh yeah, the taffy puller.
That's a taffy puller. Go down to EPS in Foxborough, get that done. Shout out EPS. Everyone who knows. The heads know. I don't know. I think we gotta talk about it all the time. Just keep on bringing it up because we can't let that go away. Can't. You know, we'll end up going crazy. Now, this isn't really the meat and potatoes yet. However, we are close. I think we're ready to serve themselves. I was reading something very interesting the other day. And by the other day, I mean this morning. From the New York Times Magazine. This is an article titled, Club for Growth. Can you achieve golf greatness by thinking like a Wall Street trader? By Hugo Lindgren. Now, I know please do not tune out all of Emmett's Discord kittens who are ready to go back, start watching the Upstairs Neighbors again. Stay with me for a second here. I have a big show coming up February 20th at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, which I hope you guys will all show up for. I'm talking to everybody in the room. Grace, you can bring your phone. But, it's big. Like I have all these shows coming up and I'm hopefully going to be like creating more material before I end up filming an actual special sometime this spring. And just reading this article, like I didn't think I was going to get any sort of insight on it or like any sort of practical thinking sort of advice. But the more I read, the more interested I became. So it's about this guy named Max Grazerman and his PGA Tour son named, is the son named Max? Hold on one sec. Yes, my bad. Alex is the dad, all right? He is a hedge fund ghoul, essentially. But he's a quant, which stands for quantificate. No. Quant stands for quantify. Quantify. Quandiferous. Quandalicious. No, he's a quant. So that means he's a big math guy. He creates formulas and all these things. But he is kind of incorporating behavioral economics into his son's PGA Tour career. So he blew up one of his tournaments recently. I think it was might have been TPC Sawgrass, this guy. He messed up the final shot that would have landed him in the top 5 or maybe even won the tournament. And at the press conference, instead of being I really really wallowing in the mistakes, kept on being I played great today. I'm really happy with the shots that I made. Pretty happy with it. Not the outcome I wanted, but it is what it is. It's just stuff you can't control. And he has this sort of mindset about not worrying about the things you can't control. The one opponent you can't beat is randomness. One of the things they talked about was the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect, named for the Cornell psychologist who in 1999 revealed the peculiar tendency of people with high skills to doubt their abilities, while those with lower skills overrate theirs. It's knowing what you don't know versus not knowing what you don't know. People love to credit themselves with the former while criticizing others for the latter. But Alex advised a down-to-earth application of Dunning-Kruger. Use it as a starting point for your own thinking. Assume there's a lot you don't know, and plenty more you don't know. So with golf, I think he's applying it in a way that's very analytics-based, where he just goes there's just shit that is going to happen on a golf course. wind changes, like weird lies that I don't know what's going to happen. And I can't over control everything, especially in golf. How frustrated have we gotten playing golf? I mean, I usually am just like fucked up and barefoot whenever I'm playing, but he began using data. He understands that he's better off, quote, trusting the variance. Grace, can we get a definition of the word variance, please?
The fact, quality, or state of being.
Because I kept saying that out loud and going, very nice. But I really enjoyed it. He goes, randomness is an unavoidable feature of the game. By sticking to data analysis and not resorting to hunches or gut instinct in the moment, you make certain the percentages stay on your side even when weird stuff is happening. So like how often have we kind of like screwed up in maybe our passions and in our careers and we felt like the need to compensate or maybe just go with our gut feeling and change up our entire plan in order to make shit happen the right way. I mean, that's a lot of what people think about in golf. He talked about an experience where he was about to miss the cut, so about to miss the final round of cuts to go into the later part of the tournament. And his analytics guy, his coach, said, he asked his coach, do you think you guys are going to change anything up to make up any lost ground? And he goes, no, why would we do that? We're better off playing the course the way we think it should be played than taking any chances. By taking chances, we're allowing the one opponent randomness and risk to really come in and fuck us up. Hey guys, as you know, my podcast is now raking in millions of dollars, so I think it's time for me to do an actual podcast ad for the first time. I mean, I know we all hate to see it, but guys, who's gonna fuel up the yacht? Who's gonna keep Emmett's horse stable going? He has so much corn he needs to buy, and I keep telling him, Emmett, that's not what they eat. And he goes, I know, but I like taking a little bite for myself. Speaking of eating, when I'm on the go, I love getting a Bear Bells protein bar. They really do come in handy considering I need to make sure I get at least 180 grams of protein. Daddy's trying to trim down. Realistically, I feel like most days I don't get enough. So I always go for the Bear Bells option when I'm at the corner store, when I feel like I just need something light that doesn't feel heavy. Most of the time when you get a protein bar, it feels like putting wet concrete in your mouth and then chewing it. I mean, I've seen people try and chew other bars and I have to do the Heimlich. It's crazy. So my favorite flavor personally, cookies and cream. I'm a big cookies and cream guy in general. Reminds me of chocolate chip ice cream that you could, but I kind of go with whatever's around. I'm not too picky. As long as it gets me the protein and it's light, it doesn't feel like I'm, again, just eating a straight up brick, then I'm good to go. And that's why I like Bear Bells. Bear Bell protein bars are available at retailers like Target, Walmart, Vitamin Shop, and GNC, or use code BIGAL for 15% off at bearbells.com. That is 15% off using the code BIGAL, bearbells.com. Folks, if you support the show, use the code, all right? And our other sponsor, Butter Wellness. Butter Wellness, again, free ad from Butter Wellness. I hope they watch this because I lost my perineum massager. I need a new one. So if you want to send me one of those guys, I'd fucking really appreciate it. All right. Hold on. Here we go. Cognitive biases disrupt good decision making. Because bogeys hurt more than birdies feel good, people get timid on the green and leave your putt short. That's loss aversion, right? Guys, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. When a great shot sends your confidence soaring, that's recency bias. Or when you convince yourself that a string of bad shots is sure to end with the next one, that's the gambler's fallacy at work. So a lot of this is behavioral economics. Are we all following along so far? Grace, can we get a definition of variance?
Variance is the fact or quality of being different, divergent, or inconsistent, or it's the state or fact of disagreeing.
Okay. One more time. Wait, what was the first one?
The fact or quality of being different, divergent, or inconsistent.
Variance is the fact or difference. Fuck, damn it. Just put it up behind me. No, editing note, put the definition of variance behind me. But I really like this, like, because he talked about, like, his dad implemented sort of like this mindset early on because his strategy of investing was building out formula after formula just to see these formulas fail and then constantly just cutting bait with whatever wasn't working because the big winners would eventually come some way and sort of make up all the ground that he lost. And when you are continuously failing in that way, you are, it's easy to lose confidence. It's easy to say, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I not smart enough? Am I not competent enough? Am I not good at this? And when you have that sort of feeling, that really like takes a toll on your confidence, obviously. But if you trust in sort of the data and the process of it, eventually you will be proven right because there's things you just can't control. So confidence and reliability of yourself to just play it right, no matter the circumstances, and tolerating and even thriving in uncertainty. And I bring up this article because just the past month, I've really just kind of had a tough string of sets. I don't feel like I have like a ton of confidence in myself, but I think that kind of just comes down to me not having not feeling like I'm putting the work in enough and not knowing that, hey, most of the time that I do this with new material, I probably will fail. There's a lot of things that I just straight up cannot control. I can't control what the crowd's like. I can't control the venue. I can't control how I'm coming off. All I can control is how I perform and the plan that I stick to. And more often than not, what ends up happening, especially this past Saturday, I opened for my friend Andre Kim, if you were there, arigato. And I just bombed. And it was because I went up there, I had a plan originally, and then immediately I deviated from it, trying to riff and think about what the crowd wants when I invited more risk than I needed to. And that just allowed me to kind of fuck shit up. And don't get me wrong, stand-up comedy is so much about feeling out the crowd and being in the moment. I'm not saying that I want to be completely rote. However, I'm more often than not setting myself up to fail by riding on my gut and riding on my emotions. Because if you talk about gambler's fallacy. I think now what I did the past month was every next set that I had, I would think, all right, this is the one that's gonna break me out of the slump. This is the one that's gonna get me back on the horse. And then when it wasn't everything I needed it to be, I fell back right into that feeling of lack of confidence. And that it killed me. And I don't know. And the more I think about sort of the bits I've even been doing, I think about that phrase, loss aversion, I have a bit about being not being a performative male, but coming after people for calling us performative because we read or, we wear a tote bag or things like that. Don't laugh, Grace. What do you laugh? What's funny? Do you think I'm a performative male?
No.
Okay, big pause.
Really big pause.
Okay, big pause. Maybe I am performative.
You're a performer. I don't know about a performer.
Life's a stage,
A
Taylor.
little pick me, but other than that.
That's for girls only.
Oh, right. That's only girls.
Yeah,
only.
I know.
Men can't be called pick me.
Men can't be called pick me, okay?
They can be called performative.
We can't be performative, we can be pick. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
But that's what I'm saying. I should just talk about that shit, but instead I keep trying to make this old stuff kind of work when maybe I'm not even feeling it in the moment. And it's loss aversion to me at this point, where I don't want to admit that I've failed, so I just don't give up on it. When in reality, I should just probably cut bait until I have a clear line of what it is I want to say, what makes me joyous and happy about it, as opposed to just doing it because I'm I gotta make this work, I gotta make it work. And it's all emotional. It's all my own ego saying if I fail, then I'm a failure. There was another line right here. There's nothing wrong with making a low probability bet, especially if the potential payout is high. So you just need to always know what you can afford to lose. And I think what I'm coming to grips with is that I need to go back to that that mindset of being affording like a bomb, of just being like, I can bomb. I should bomb. If I'm doing new stuff, the probability of me fucking up is probably high. Whatever, that's okay. The payoff might be just as high too. But if I keep showing up with these new bets, new working on it, eventually something's gonna hit. But I need to like know that I'm wagering the bomb. I'm wagering the bomb. Yeah, and I just gotta be willing, like I think tonight, I'll probably go through a lot of my stuff and just be willing to make the necessary cuts. I think it's my own ego not letting me play the hits and like play the stuff that I know works and that I know is fun to do on stage and that makes me laugh and that gets the audience going, because I go, no, but I'm an artist. I have to show everybody that I'm fucking awesome at this, that I can always come up with new material. I'm a human being. There's so much I'm not good at yet. Don't even think I'm good at stand-up. Like, I don't think I've even reached the build-up at this point. So that is, I think, a meat and potatoes thing I wanted to sort of share with all of you, is that getting back to the work and understanding that what you are giving up is going to eventually be worth it in the long run if you just stay at it, and the probability of your success will just end up being higher the more you work at it, as opposed to allowing your emotions, your gut feeling to cloud any sort of judgment and take you off course. If you set your goals, if you set your plans and you follow through with them, chances are like it'll work out. And if it doesn't work out, there was nothing you could have done in the first place. That's life. All right. That is the variable. That is everything that happens. This guy talks about it. He goes, you know what? I'm going to go for these shots, but I know in the end, like if it doesn't work out, then that's okay. What was one other line I wanted to? Here we go. So I want to talk about a guy that's like still working on it. So like this was recently happens. He missed. So he had a big tournament where he's dueling with Xander Schauffele, one of the best in the world. He has a 65 on the final day. A 65, that's what he shoots. If you look up the history of PGA Tour events with final group on a Sunday, said Alex, everybody who shot a 65 probably won 80 or 90% of those events. But Schauffele shoots a 64, wins the tournament. So Max was one of the 10 to 20% who didn't. A meaningless blip. Through a statistical lens, the difference between winning and losing could almost look random. And yet, nothing in sports is quite as agonizing as coming in a close second. But that's just out of your control. At the end of the day, golf is a lot like a lot of our other individual pursuits. You are only really against yourself. I guess in this case, you're with other people, but like you can't affect anybody else's outcome. You can't affect randomness. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. And then we can get into our recommendations. Emmett, what did you think about that? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction to bring up, just in terms of like, I think one thing that you mentioned in a previous episode that I don't think I was here for was the rain practice. Mm-hmm. I follow the rain practice very well. And it's like, it's easier said than done to allow yourself the grace to be like, that's random, it's out of my control. I think it's like a consistent like amount of energy and effort and work you have to put in for yourself individually to like give yourself nurturing self-compassion in those moments when things don't work out. Because it is easy to just say, oh yeah, when things don't work out, that's random, that's nature, that's life. But it's also another thing to like really intentionally practice like not letting it waver your confidence kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that comes from like, I think, stuff as little as like rain practices too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an entire shift in your outlook.
Yeah, which is hard. Which
is really hard to do. And like you think to yourself, yeah, but I've gotten this far on like my gut feeling and my instinct and all this. I mean, I don't know, but you also got this far by consistent work, by consistent, imperfect work. And then eventually shit just doesn't go your way. And you know, I'm really like thankful that I read this, and now I kind of can shift my entire mindset into just realizing that, you know, if I just show up and I really keep myself at a level head, like, you know, not have any expectations and like sort of allow just whatever to happen, like I things will just feel better, and it'll all just turn around. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It might not turn around for fucking 9 months. I might shoot a special and I bomb. But even then, I gotta be like, you know what? Is that a failure of myself? Is that a failure of randomness? Because only you can look back on yourself and say, I didn't work hard enough, or I wasn't consistent enough. Right. You know, this guy also, and I'm not talking about it, but like, it's the work to be on a PGA tour, to be a professional athlete, has to be so consistent, and it has to be a grind.
Yeah, well, like in your case, like with comedy, I find it like with professional athletes, you can say I've prepared as much as I possibly can. So like the Olympics that's going on right now, you see an Olympian not get a medal, and people are like, I always focus on the ones who don't get a medal, and I'm like, they probably prepared for 3.5 years every day, the same thing over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And then you get to a point where you've prepared so much that like, it's easier for you to be like, well, this is just a random thing and it's like out of my control. Like I prepared as much as I can, so like there's nothing left for me to give. But with comedy, do you feel like you'll always feel like, oh, I could have prepared more, or like, because it's just so intrinsically different in terms of like what preparing looks like, I imagine. But I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Well, I can always write out my set beforehand and get things in order and organized and create a plan. And I think sometimes I don't do that, and it can be a hindrance. Sometimes I don't do it and it's awesome and I feel so free. What I think I need to find the balance of is maybe saying like, here are my topics, here's the order in which I'm going to go. And then from there, allowing the freedom to riff in between, as opposed to when I say, okay, I really want to specifically do these jokes because I want to work on them and I want to get them better, when I've been trying to get them better for 3 months and they still just don't work. And then I got to be like, that's loss aversion. You got to just be willing to cut bait with stuff that isn't for you, or isn't working out. Yeah, man, I feel like I really needed to read this. Also, by the way, guys, I recently helped out with no big deal, dispensa in my neighborhood for families affected by ICE. One of the things I was also dealing with, and I think we were all feeling like, was very helpless based on the current political situation in this country. Another thing I saw in this magazine was an interview with James Martin, Reverend James Martin. Here we go. James Martin, I think he's from Boston, if I had to guess on that name. Right here, Catholic Church. Matthew 25, when you welcome the stranger, you welcome me. That's what Jesus said. You ever heard of that guy? He played for the Orioles. Yeah, but my anxiety over the happenings in this country has felt a little bit alleviated. You got to stay vigilant, stay up with what's going on, but doing an actual thing about it, it helps. So, shout out to everybody I met at the dispensa. Good ass time. They brought tamales, which was awesome. I love tamales. Can you eat tamales for breakfast? Well, I did. All right. How do we feel, gang? Was that a good segment?
I loved it.
That was great.
You loved it? Yeah. Do you want to read the article? We'll put a link to the article right here. It's by fucking Adolf Hitler. No. All right. Not even funny. Not even good or funny. Cut bait. You got to cut bait on that one. Allez, party. By Hugo Lindgren, The article is called Club for Growth. Could you, it's called, just look it up. Look it up!
Yeah, what's the article called?
It's called Club for Growth. Yeah, just look at the analytics and just trust the variance. Okay? So, let's get into our recs and specs, shall we? Excited about this. It's good to be back. I was also going to make another round of apples and peanut butter, but with my sty, everyone has decided they don't want to eat that. I was gonna make food for everybody, and then they went, I'm good. Hey, appreciate you, but no. I'm a gross guy right now. I'm sty guy. Sty guy, fly guy, Superman that hoe. No, it really hurts. Okay, let's do the recs. First rec, let's start with our music, everybody. I'm gonna go real hard, real quick. Music, Glenn Campbell. Now this is a classic. Now this is a guy's guy right here. This is a guy who, you wanna talk about some romantic, sort of heightened, big band style country. If you went on like an old TV show or any random late night program, probably early 70s, you probably saw Glenn Campbell doing a performance in a ruffled tuxedo with a blue tuxedo, blue bow tie, and he was singing something like, I am a lineman for the county. It's this sort of opera style of country music with a lot of strings, violins. I would recommend checking out Galveston. That album is really solid if you want to work all the way through. He has a little song in there called Friends, which is, it's not even a song so much as it is an ode to friendship. I wonder if we can play it out loud. Are we allowed to play it out loud, or are we going to get caught by copyright? Damn it!
But we could play it live and then you have to come to the website to listen to it.
Oh, yeah, play it live. Here we go. Blast this shit. This is how I feel about you guys. Yeah. This is how I feel about you guys, by the way. I can't even see. This part's a little crazy. This part's like, he's like, a lot of my friends are fucking nobodies. That's how I feel about Emmett. Famous. Emmett's using me to start his own podcast. Yeah, this part's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This part where he calls people nobodies. Do you like this song, Taylor? I can't tell. I can't read anybody's face. You like it, Campbell? You like it, Campbell? Please pause now, Grace. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so Glenn Campbell, that's a big one. Let's throw up here. We were all enjoying Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna throw in a little Selena. I've been getting back on the Selena train. I remember mentioning it in our episode with Chris Estrada, which you guys should check out right now on the website, tmg.com/fucking cool guys hanging out. tmg.com/cool guy with a chill attitude. Should we rename the podcast? Cool guys with a chill attitude? Fuck. But this is classic. I would recommend starting with the Houston Astrodome. This is me watching it. Houston Astrodome live set, front to back, phenomenal, all of her hits. Check it out. She was murdered by the president of her fan club. People forget that. Okay, I have one more here. Here we go. This is a little classic. We're going classics mostly. I don't really have any new ones. I know I've been espousing the values or the true greatness of a band called Speed, of Viagra Boys, Turnstile, Always, kind of my usual folks and friends. I like that song by Doechii and West Side Gun. All right, last one. Here we go. Blues Traveler. I mean, if you were a movie in the early 2000s, I'm talking Kicking and Screaming, I'm talking old school, I'm talking Schindler's List, you had Blues Traveler on your score, okay? Like when Liam Neeson's looking at his factory, when they go into, oh, why you wanna get me run around? And it's sure far way to sheet things up. Boy in the striped pajamas. 'Cause the hook brings you back. I ain't telling you no lies. Emmett's the only one laughing. Taylor hates it. Grace is on her phone.
Grace texting somebody,
Grace
get me
is
out of
texting
here.
someone. Grace is texting the upstairs neighbors. What are you guys up to?
Please help.
I know we're not recording for another couple days, but I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Sty guy's yelling at me
Sty
again.
guy's yelling at me. No, but Blues Traveler is great. The lead singer of that, you want to talk about, I mean, there's something about a big man who just really lets his health suffer because he is all about the craft. That guy rocked. I mean, talk about just really wailing on a fucking harmonica. Shit rules. I think, all right, here we go. I'll also throw Little Feat. Little Feat on there. Dixie Chicken, Spanish Moon. That's a great one. Check it out. And then here's a general rec for you. Go on your liked songs on Spotify. And when was the last time you just pressed shuffle? Huh? When was the last time you went on your liked songs and just pressed shuffle? How many liked songs do you have, Emmett?
Probably over like 2,000 maybe?
Just press shuff. It kind of does transport you back to what you were doing at that time in your life. Okay, so if we put on Bottles in the Ice, Like a Blizzard, you put on G6, what are you thinking about, Emmett?
High school.
Yeah. Grinding.
Yeah, like a school dance.
School dance.
Very compression shorts.
Going up says, my mom says we can go to the mall. She'll drop us off. Yeah. It'll be sick. Compression shorts, of course. What about you, Taylor?
Like a G6.
Like a G6 is the song.
I mean, I think of middle school.
Okay, never mind. I forget that I'm a 40-year-old. You know what I remember? The Pinkertons, all right, trying to break up my union. That's what I remember. But yeah, go through your liked songs and just shuff. I'm just gonna need you to shuff this. All right? Just shuff. Just go in there and you'll be like, holy crap, I forgot Charlie XCX sang that song. I love it! I got this. It's gonna bring you back to a time when you were being picked up in your friend's sister's car okay, to get driven to like McDonald's or the combination KFC Taco Bell to go see like the group of friends that you thought smoked weed, but turns out were just like really stupid. Good ass time, man. Good ass time. Kesha? Huh? What the frick? Especially because like I have some good ass old school rock. Because like I remember your high school, you're like, all I care about is old school rock. Like the entire albums of Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Crazy. Any music recs, Emmett? Anything you're into right now?
Turnover.
Turnover is great. Oh my God.
Peripheral Vision, that album.
Peripheral Vision is always a great one. I have that on vinyl.
You have it on vinyl?
Yeah, dude, it's incredible.
And then this hard rock band from the 70s, Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy! Dublin's finest.
You know Thin Lizzy too?
Do I know Thin Lizzy? Do you know Thin Lizzy? Or was that a middle school fucking whatever? I guess I'm old. All right, that's great. We got our music down. Grace, anything to add? Yeah. Donna Summers! There you go. You know how to love me.
Getting a glimpse of Alec at the whiteboard is
Donna
crazy.
Summers, here we go. Final list for Rex here on our music. Glenn Campbell, Little Feat, Selena, Blues Traveler, Donna Summers, Thin Lizzy, Peripheral Vision. And just remember, you're having a weird day. Boss is giving you a little bit of lip. Just take a 15-minute break, press shuff on your like songs, and just go a little time capsule with it. It's great stuff. Folks, proud of us. TVs, movies, pods. I would like, if you want to check out Baseball by Ken Burns. I think I've mentioned this a couple times, but I have the box set. There's nothing funnier to me than these characters like Rube Gold, or what was his name? Yeah, it was Rube Goldberg. You know what I'm talking about? The guy who was like, he would get distracted by dogs in the audience or in the crowd and then go run and try and pet the dog. There was the guy who roomed with him had to get a provision in his contract to say Rube was not allowed to eat crackers in bed because they used to sleep head to foot. Check it out. You know what? Because in times when I don't feel very American, like now, Baseball by Ken Burns brings me right back because I'm like, God damn it, I want to wear a pair of knickers. All right, Baseball, Ken Burns. We're going to also go with, I think I also wrote down Industry. I mean, look, if you are a fan of Succession and hardcore porn, this is the show for you. Now, I've been on Industry since day one. This season, season 4, to me, and I'm not getting paid to do this. I don't know why we don't have Industry as a fucking sponsor. I look like I could be like a damn quant. I could be a quant for one of them and be like, Alec, what's our hedge position? I'm like, I've been on miniclip.com. I've been on addicting games this whole time. I didn't put the trade in. Just imagine.
Shouts out Miniclip, man. I haven't
Shouts
thought
out
about that in a
Miniclip,
long
dude.
time. Taylor,
I
do
mean,
you know
that's
Miniclip? The computer game? Where would you go to play computer games?
Yeah, where would you go, Taylor?
Like when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Like the family computer.
But like, was
the
there
website?
a website you would go to
Oh,
play
I
games?
went to like, there was like a Barbie World one that I would go to. Or
Sick.
like cool math games.
You didn't get to watch, what was the one where you could just like beat up like a fake character with like knives and guns and stuff? That was Addicting Games, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You look like a character from Raft Wars. Do you remember that Miniclip game?
Raft Wars. Whoa. That's a deep cut.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't understand how my agents haven't gotten me a role on either Heated Rivalry, Industry, any of these hockey shows coming out. Are you kidding me? Any of these finance shows? Like, dude, they should have me on Industry. I would be so great. Alec, what's our position in the currency markets? I'm like, damn it. I've been looking at rollerblades on Facebook Marketplace. Too many monitors. I got overwhelmed. I forgot which one's which. I've been on addicting games. I'm gonna take lunch break now. It's 9 a.m. I know, but you make me nervous. Everybody's too intense here. But yeah, industry's really good. This new season's pretty good. I watched one of the main characters slurp cum out of another one's pussy, so that was crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, but I'm dead serious. I watched that happen. Am I not allowed to write? Am I not allowed to say that? Keep it on the premium. Go on. You have to go. Guys, listen to me. TMG.com/wicked fun times with addicting games. TMG.com. Right here. We'll put the link. You can click on it right now through your screen. TMG.com. # fuck around. And I don't know. All right. Bailing on the joke. Abort. The Mel Brooks documentary I thought was really good. I love watching Mel Brooks. I love him. He's one of the best. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. What was the first one he did? The Producers, Spaceballs.
I did that with my grandpa.
What?
My grandpa and him did that.
Your grandpa and him? Mm-hmm. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Is he in the documentary?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. Well, he maybe mentions him, but he wrote The Producers.
You're telling me you haven't watched it?
The doc of Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
No.
Your grandpa's good friends with him. You haven't watched it?
My grandpa's dead, but
Way to bring down the mood.
he produced the movie The Producers with Mel Brooks.
That rocks.
Yeah.
It was famously a big flop.
Yeah, but the Broadway show was a huge
hit.
Success. Yeah.
So like that's what I loved about watching this documentary. Talk about like he was he just said he was always like I had to have courage. That was the only thing I had was courage. I just knew that like I could do anything if I knew I was funny and all of this would land. Like he would talk to like that scene from Young Frankenstein where they're making them do the Ritz. He said that Gene Wilder was the one that wrote that in. And he was like, well, we're taking it out. Mel was like, we're taking it out. And then he made Gene fight for it, almost to the point of like tears and rage. And he goes, all right, it's in. He goes, I just wanted to see how hard you'd fight for it, to know it was the right decision. And that became one of the most memorable scenes in the movie. So, Mel Brooks, check that out. Podcast, Grits and Eggs, my friend Deontay Kyle, and Eggs. I mean, not really my friend, kind of parasocial relationship on Instagram, but check out this guy's podcast. It's phenomenal. If you want to talk about social issues, if you want to talk about anything sort of black culture, or I think it's like really cool. It's illuminating. It's just like he's a funny guy. It's funny. And he brings a lot of subjects, takes a lot of theory and boils it down to where it's something where I can understand it. And I really enjoy that. Any movies, TVs, podcast recs for you, Emmett?
Yeah, a lot, but...
Give me one.
For TV, you're not going to be into it because it's fantasy, but HBO came out with A Night in the Seven Kingdoms, which is a very good show.
Whoa, all right. Not going to write that down. But,
it's a limited series. It's 30-minute episodes, and it's just like... It's really, I didn't like House of Dragon. I liked Game of Thrones up until the last season. And I liked this show because it just was a good escapist type of show.
Did I write that right? Is that good?
Yeah, it's perfect.
The boy who lived. Nice. All right, nerd shit's over with. Taylor, you got anything?
I always recommend one of my favorite TV shows, Malcolm in the Middle.
Whoa!
If you haven't seen it, you gotta go check
Mac in the mid.
So good.
Especially because they're, doing a couple episode comeback. I think it's gonna suck, but you should still watch the original.
Oh yeah, the
Malcolm in the Middle. That's really good. That's a phenomenal
That's
rec.
my
I love
favorite
that.
show of all time.
Life is unfair. Huey?
Wait,
Or
did you know
Dewey?
they're coming back?
Dewey.
Do you know they're coming back?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
There's Dewey. Neil Patrick Harris was in that, no?
No.
Who was the oldest brother?
That was Danny Masterson's, the Scientologist brother.
No, that guy got, no, that guy's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, his
that
brother.
70s show guy's brother.
His brother.
Oh, okay.
His name.
I'm like, there's no way. You're telling me.
Wait, the guy who is in trouble or
No,
the
it's
brother?
his brother.
Yeah.
You're telling me Fez from that 70s show was in Malcolm in the Middle.
Different guy who's in trouble from that.
I mean, when I would get home from school, you could almost guarantee on TBS, you'd have that 70s show. I think that was like a year where I think I went through all of that 70s show. Because you're only allowed to watch like TV for like 30 minutes before dinner. You'd have like that 70s show, then they switched it up to Malcolm in the Middle. Then at one point they switched it up again to Seinfeld. Then, oh God.
You had Everybody Loves Raymond. Too.
Raymond.
Yeah.
My friend Sam has a great bit where he's like, here's my impression of Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond getting fucked in the ass. Steve. All right. Final Rex, baseball by Ken Burns, industry, Mel Brooks documentary, Grits and Eggs podcast, whatever. Fucking.
Wait, I have two more. Sorry.
No, what?
Yeah, because me and Taylor were talking about this. One is there's a short doc called The Last Repair Shop, which is a local LA music instrument repair shop. It won the best short doc for last year, or 2 years ago.
Is it on? Where is it on? YouTube?
It's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. But it follows the last four like truly like masters in their craft of like fixing and like polishing and cleaning all the instruments that are provided for all the schools in LA. Kind of, it's 4 people, and they're all like tasked with one specific genre of instrument. So there's like the like strings person who just does string instruments. Then there's the like brass section person who only does the brass instruments. And so they interview them, and you hear about their story, and then you interview some of the kids who instruments have gone through their shop, kind of thing.
That's really good.
Very feel good, very good.
Love that.
It's short, it's 40 minutes, and now more than ever, sometimes a doc that just makes you feel good
Really
is the best medicine. Yeah.
All right, great. Good late entry here.
Thank God.
All right, last one, last but not least, books. Comedy books. I wanted to shout out, I got this book. It was Dick Gregory. It's small. I bet you could probably get it on Thrift Books in good condition, but it was just a fun way to look inside. It was really cool to see all the interesting pictures, because back in the day, they didn't really have, Instagram or any of that to promote their shows or promote who they are as a comedian. So a lot of these comedians would do is kind of create books and pamphlets to then sell out, So Dick Gregory has one. I believe Jerry Seinfeld has one. And they have just their material in there. It's really cool to see how jokes are set up. So I highly recommend if you were at a flea market or if you're at a used bookstore, go into the comedy section. See if you can find one by a comedian that you like. Okay, Human Stain by Philip Roth. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna recommend this for everybody. This is if you are really a book head and you're ready to get into the weeds, get this. Philip Roth, you gotta take some time out of your schedule to fucking really knuckle down for a lot of his stuff. The characters are so deep and vivid, and the storyline is so detailed that at times you can really feel like you're kind of in quicksand. It doesn't feel like it's moving enough. There are a lot of times though throughout the book where I felt as though I was learning a lot of profound things, especially in this book about, shame in this country, about the societal norms that are good for, that are bad for me, but not for we, things that people thrust upon the general society at large or people they don't know, but are willing to fucking, it had a lot to do. This book was about this guy, college professor, gets fired over inappropriate use of a word that was taken out of context, ruins his life, takes up a relationship with just a woman in town who's illiterate, and then everybody starts to find out, and they think oh, look at this guy's such a bad person, that he's fucking an illiterate woman. Turns out he has a big secret all of his own that he's kept his entire life. that would abstain him from other stuff. So, pretty good. Killian's book, by the way, Right Hand Man, check that out. We did just check out Killian's book. Okay, this is probably the best book he wrote. If you're a nonfiction head, if you want to learn more about South America, check that out. Here's a big one that I don't know if I wrecked this in a while, but I was looking at my bookcase today. The Big Man. This is an awesome, awesome novel about a bare-knuckle brawler in rural Scotland trying to make a life for himself after the factory closed down. It's beautiful, beautiful prose. It's probably about 250, 300 pages. Awesome book. I can't recommend it enough. It's really, really cool. Really enjoyed it. And then here's a rec from Paige. I asked if she had any. She's reading Misery by Stephen King. S. King. I think all I know about that book is the rendition they did on Family Guy when they were doing all the different Stephen King novels. Emmett, you got anything?
Yeah, memoir, Another Bullshit Night in Suck City by Nick Flynn. Great story about a guy who works in a homeless shelter and hadn't seen his father in 25 years, and then his father ends up being one of the homeless people in the shelter that he works at. And then it's about them trying to reconcile their relationship. Nonfiction. Yeah, memoir. And then nonfiction, I'm not done yet. Thank you.
This might not even be it's not in frame. All right, keep going.
No, it's in frame.
Okay.
Nonfiction, Hiroshima by M.G. Neely.
I almost just drew the eyes.
And then fiction right now, what I'm reading is Charles Portis's True Grit, the Western.
True Grit!
A great movie, fun fact, Haley Steinfeld's first performance ever.
Whoa.
Oscar nominated when she was 14.
Wonderful.
But this is the book, and reading it's a short, easy read, but just a Western, like a classic Western, I think is very enjoyable.
Awesome. Taylor, you got any good ones?
Yeah, I just finished Cain and Abel by Jeffrey Archer. It is a fictional book about two men who are born on the exact same day, one into extreme poverty and one into extreme wealth, and how their lives intersect as they try and gain power in
Love
their
it.
lives.
That's
it's
awesome.
Extremely good. I highly recommend.
Highly recommend. This gets a highly recommend.
Fiction?
This gets a highly recommend. This is great. I'm glad we got all these recs in. All right, so here we go. Another bullshit night in Suck City, the Emmett Shepard story. Another bullshit night in Suck City. That's what he says in the team huddle.
It's a great title. It's one of the best titles I've ever heard from
I think
a
the
book.
best title I heard, and I haven't read this book yet. I think it was by this restaurateur. I think it was just called I Regret Everything.
That's good. I like that.
So good. Dick Gregory book, any comedy books, Human Stain, Right Hand Man, The Big Man, Misery by Stephen King, Hiroshima, True Grit, Cain and Abel. Wow. And guys, as a reminder, remember, write your three. Give me one book, give me one movie, TV show, podcast, and then give me one band or piece of music to check out. I love hearing all of your recs. We'll come up with maybe a master list, maybe, of everybody's recs at the end of it so we can kind of bounce around. So curious to hear about them. Where are we at with time right now, if I might ask?
101.
We got an hour! Great. All right, real quick. Real man of genius. Here's to you, TMG staff. I want to thank you guys for being so versatile and making sure that, no matter the elements, no matter the time or place, everybody shows up ready to have a good time and have some fun. It means a lot to have people that really support your vision, even though sometimes you don't feel like doing it, and you're like, oh no, where am I going with all this? Am I just gonna end up being like a 45-year-old guy in Hollywood who never made it? So here's to you, TMG staff. You are this week's Real man of genius. I have a sty. I'm a sty guy. Guys, if you enjoyed the pod, just please make sure you subscribe, share it with a friend, fucking like this on YouTube. I don't know. Just watch it. I really hope you enjoy it. Check me out on the road. If you're watching it this week, I'm going to be at the Comedy Store Friday night, 8 o'clock, Belly Room. Check that out. I will also be in Tyler, Texas. I believe that's March 21st, 23rd. Tickets are available. They're so available. They actually couldn't be more available for Tyler, Texas. Atlanta in April, Nashville, Phoenix, Dallas. I will be also in Philadelphia, probably April 1st, I'm guessing. April 1st, that'll be a one-nighter. Come through to that, Philly people. I know I love you. And then we'll be hopefully filming the special soon. I think we're thinking Chicago. So if you're around in Chicagoland area, I hope to see you there. In the meantime, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the solo pod. Like I said, I'm staying consistent with it. We're going to be having a lot more fun on these solo pods. I really like putting the effort into it, and it means a lot that you care. As always, everybody, from me to you, I love you. Suck me from the back.